Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So as promised, we are going to be going over our weekly bias and weekly analysis. Well, probably not actually like weekly bias, but our weekly analysis here, like I promised yesterday. So basically, we're on I'm actually on NASDAQ. Oopsies. Gotta go over to micro. Micro E-mini NASDAQ 100 is what we're going to be trading on. Let me just head over to Monday. Yeah, all the way down here. This was our first trade on the week. So basically what we're entering off of is just a previous session bias. Just a sweep of highs and lows and all that stuff. What you guys can gain from actually watching this is you'll be able to like go over lessons with me that I learned in the market from every day this week. You'll be able to see the mistakes I made, stuff that I can improve on, stuff that you guys can improve on. And we're gonna predict on here the best possible trade setup that I could have taken, and we're also gonna keep it like realistic. We're not just gonna like crazily cherry pick, like be like, oh wow, I could have entered like right here and at a stop loss like here, and then I could have been like, oh, boom, 23R, I could have had a perfect trade. Like we're not gonna do stuff like that. We're actually gonna go off of a realistic entry that I would have taken in live time. And we're going to do that for every single day this week from Monday to Friday. And let's just get right into it. So basically what I saw during pre-market is price was starting to push up higher, which honestly wasn't ideal because actually hold on, but before I even do that, let me just graph out all of my lows in here, my session highs and lows. This London session dip down there. And there are highs here that also ended up getting swept out. So because of London session dipping down here and taking out highs, we were now in a reversal, manipulation and reversal. So all we needed was just some small confirmation, and then we could enter into longs and take these trades. So ideally, we would have had a take profit 1 here and a take profit 2. Both of these are like pretty much the same highs, so we could just have this. Take profit 1 here, take profit 2 here. As you can see, both of those things end up getting hit, so that's cool. This would have been our 2 take profits for the day. Some lows down here that end up getting swept later during market open, which is also what I entered off of. High here. But okay, that's probably good for all of our draws on liquidity. These were Asian session highs that also ended up getting taken out. So that was good. London session highs are there. Let's get back over here. Okay, so this move up off of pre-market was not ideal, but we do end up sweeping out lows down there. And I was also looking here and here for some sweeps for 50-minute lows to get swept, but even better, hourly lows get swept. So it's like, okay, now all we need is just some solid confirmation. That price will end up going higher. That's not even London session highs. Those get taken out during pre-market. So yeah, so these highs get all taken out. So then it's like, okay, you got to target a higher bias here. But there's still targets. So then basically down here, after all these pretty much equal lows get taken out, we're just looking for like any reason to go long. And we'll get into the best possible setup in a second. But the trade I ended up taking, which wasn't honestly that good, I just entered purely off of this 5-minute break of structure right here because I wasn't anticipating that I would need a lot of confirmation. This was my one running trade on the week that got us profitable on the week as well. So both of these moves ended up hitting. This move hits at 11. This move hits a little bit later in PM session because I held out into here. So basically, price goes up off the break of structure, retraces into equilibrium, even though it inverses the fair value gap, that doesn't matter. Equilibrium's still valid here, so you're still good for longs. So a potential trade I could have taken was, where is that point? Gosh, how am I all the way over here? Okay, there we go. So the potential trade you could have taken is after price dipped into this equilibrium, you could have waited for a 1 minute break of structure. So right here, enter there, stop losses below this lowest point of lows, and target here and here for a just magnificent trade. It was better than this, honestly. This right here was the best possible trade we could have taken off of the retracement, which I don't really know why I didn't just do that. I just really thought price was going to go higher after that. Um, since we're on the 1 minute, I might as well just already get into this. So the other trade that I thought was the best possible setup was this 1 minute break of structure that you could have entered off of as soon as price dipped into this manipulation zone. So as you can see, the take profit ones of both are different. This is 3.65. This is 4.84. So this was like 1,000 that I actually made off of this entry. And this I could have made way more, as you can see, because if you put these all at take profit 1, this is 1.78. This is 3.65. This was our best possible entry at 4.84. And that's only at take profit 1. So I should just leave both of those there. Get back over here. So basically, what I could have done better is instead of like just like entering off of the 5 minute break of structure, I should have waited for more confirmation if I was like, because now what I do know and what I am trying to incorporate into my trading strategy is if you're not going to enter off of the 1 minute break of market structure, then instead aim to enter off a 5 minute break of structure and then a retracement into equilibrium or a fair value gap, which the fair value gap doesn't end up getting hit, but equilibrium does get hit. We get a 1 minute break of structure out of that, and we enter into longs, target here and here. So that's the new rule that would prevent me from taking a pretty poopy trade there. Honestly, that might like honestly be it. Um, let's just see here. I can actually calculate how much this would have been and how much I would have made off this trade as well. So we just open up the buy, take out limit. We gotta place this on here, buy, darn the stop loss. Normally it's like 5 units. You're gonna need more than that, like 10. So I probably would have gone with like 14 units on here. About 469 target here. And um even though take profit 1 is only closing half of that, that's still a crazy amount to be made off of this. So right here, that's about one point, let's just say 1.1k off of take profit 1, and then the rest of that up there is, let's just say, 1.5k. So basically off of both of those moves you would have made about 2.5k. Whew. So that's almost like triple what I would have made. So we're just going to keep this in mind. So we'll say today, like at the end, we're going to tally up, like we're going to compare what I actually made, and then we're going to compare it to what the best possible amount that I could have ended up making was. So yeah, the best amount I could have made today was 2.5k. Pretty good. So that'll do it for Monday. So we're going to go on to Tuesday now. Okay, let's clear all our drawings. Dude, I can't get this right. Okay, so this is basically our whole setup here. Let me look on the 1 hour time frame for everything else that we would have targeted. I'm pretty sure today was shorts. Yeah, we were looking at shorts today. Target here, target here. I think that was also a target. That's also London session lows and hourly lows, so that's pretty good. So basically, what ends up getting swept out here is Asian session highs, and that's what it gets swept out first. So we are looking to go shorts today. So that's our first form of manipulation. Yeah, I think that's it. I think you would have only wanted to target. That's the next day. You would have only wanted to target here. Oh gosh, that's our losing day because of this horrible wick. Like if you could have just removed this wick, we would have hit that trade on Wednesday. But it's whatever. So, yeah, this is basically what we were looking at. Price first manipulates up here, and ooh, right here, I think this would have been our ideal entry, if I'm being honest. It does break structure to the downside on the 5 minute, but her bias is pretty good, so we probably this was a no trade day, so I don't even have to like get into what this was. But basically the reason I didn't really take a trade was because I think it was I was trying to target lows like here and here, but they just got swept out way too fast before I could have made an entry. But the one possible point I would have considered entering on for shorts, because that was our bias for the day, was after price pushed up here. Oh, jeez, bro. After price went up here and took out these 15-minute highs, I would have entered off of. Jesus, takes ages. I would have entered just purely off of a break of market structure, which is right here. So it would have been a short from here, stop loss up here, and you would have targeted this low right here, London session lows, which you end up getting hit really fast. Oh, ugh. Yeah, they end up getting swept out really fast. And then after that happens, you'd move your stop losses to break even. And then inevitably, like this is like just a standard potential trade I could have taken. We would have gotten stopped out and price would have hit our break even point after we would have moved our stop losses to break even. This would have been a decent profit today. So let's see. Stop loss up here. Definitely gonna need to do less units. Maybe like 8. 7's better. Yeah, okay. So target about right here. So the first trade would have made about half of this, so it would have been about a 1 RR trade. Only about like 400 we would have made today off of just a standard trade. But there's also that retracement entry off of the 5 minute. So what ends up happening here, gosh, that's just a perfect entry. Yeah, I saw this like later and I was like really mad I didn't enter here, because that's just like a beautiful fair value gap. So basically what we're looking at here is there's this break of structure to the downside, and even though price does break structure above these highs, it doesn't inverse this fair value gap. And even though it did take out the strong liquidity, and this is like pretty good confirmation of price going higher, this here is a risky trade. And I might have risked a little less if I was going to end up taking this move. But honestly, at the same time, I really don't think I would have. Let's just check on the 1 minute for our actual entry here. So, yeah, right here, price would have broke market structure. So you would have entered in longs from there, had your stop loss right above those highs. And then now the targets move down to this strong liquidity. Ooh. Oh gosh. Okay. Off of take profit one, 5.98. And then take profit two is a 7.85. Yikes, bro. So let's just there's a lot of money to be made this week, let's just say. This is a risky trade because structure's up there. Honestly, hold on. Was there like another move that would have actually worked better here, maybe? So break of structure there doesn't hit the fair value gap. That's like a fair value gap fake and then stop out. That's like at 11. So like this is kind of like annoying. Price hits there, but it doesn't really matter that it's hitting our break-even point because we're not at break-even yet because price has not hit our take profit one. But at about this point here hits it, and then over here it hits it. So that's pretty good. Yeah, let's actually just look at it here. So short position, stop loss. This is a risky trade. Should I put less on this? No, let's, like, realistically, like, at this point in time, I wouldn't have risked any less. So let's just do a normal risk, just up to about 1%. Take profit one makes about, 1.6? Would that be 1.6? No, 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 it definitely wouldn't be 1.6. That would, yeah, that would be way too much. Like 1.3 take profit one. Yeah, 1.3 take profit one. Take profit two would have been 1 point. Think about 1.7. 1 point, yeah, probably closer to like 1.7. So 1.7 and 1.3 brings us to about 3,000. Let's just say 3,000 was the potential, like the best possible amount you could have made on Tuesday was 3,000. It's crazy, I know. So basically, off of those two trades, we would have been up about 5.5K on the week. So let's just move on to Wednesday. Wednesday, I actually took a loss. And I don't think this loss was honestly avoidable. Like, I've been, like, really looking at this. I don't think I could have not taken this loss. Like, maybe I could have gone, like, I could have aimed for shorts today. Because there was this fair value gap right here that gets hit and then price pushes lower. But, like, that just wasn't our buys for the day. So it's just, like, whatever. Uh, but our bias does end up getting hit. So let's just get into this. Why exactly were we looking for? Yeah, why were we looking for logs today? That was my bias actually like wrong? Did I like have the direction wrong today? There's no way I did. Dude, like, this to me looks like we should have aimed for, like, freaking shorts. Like, was my bias just wrong? Because I'm pretty positive this is Asian session lows, but this also could be Asian session lows because it's right on the border. Uh, and then it pushes higher. No, no, this was definitely longs today. Yeah, this sweep gets taken out, and then we're looking longs. Yeah, so basically, the reason we lost today was just unfortunate because of this, like, wick down, and then price pushes higher because I wanted to take out some more lows, like, here, I'm pretty sure, and, like I think this is, like, a 4-hour low that price wanted to take out, which was unfortunate that that happened. So it's just like the only thing I got from this was just be careful of that and make sure it doesn't happen next time. So yeah, basically I entered here purely off of a 1 minute break of structure after these hourly lows, or this hourly low right here, got swept. Okay, so yeah, no, this was definitely manipulation to the downside, continuation higher. This was just an unfortunate wick that price decided to push down on. It was just a sneaky stop out. So, what we ended up losing, I don't think, like, there really is a best possible trade to take here. Maybe there's, like, a best possible loss, like the least amount we could have lost. But, actually, no, there is, technically. Um, you would have just not traded today. That's the best possible outcome, is to not take a trade. Because, right here, no, not even there. It was, the break of structure was, like, here, out of this stupid little dip down that stopped us out. Yeah, the break structure up here, we get a small little retracement here, and then price takes out highs up here, and then goes and pushes higher. So, being honest, it was actually pretty decent to go for this, but this would have taken out our entry if we entered on here. So, and this is PM session 2, so it's just like, yeah, the best possible outcome is to not end up taking a trade today. Hold on, what are we at? 23 minutes. Oof. Putting music on. Okay, so 1 minute break of structure was right here. Our entry, right here, I'm pretty sure. Oh, it's just a little late, had to wait for the closure. But basically, we entered in right there. We had our stop loss below these lows right here, and we got stopped out right down there. So we were targeting, I don't even know where all of our targets were. But basically this is a valid entry. It's just risky because 1 minute break of structures are, like, not a lot of confirmation to enter in off of. But if I didn't take that risky trade, I wouldn't have lost anything. But then the same opportunity, like, presents itself tomorrow. So I'm sorry, I just, like, drew a blank for a second. Are these? Oh, what is this? Is this shorts? No, we are definitely going long today. Gosh, right? You're going long today, right? Right? We're going long. It's like they both make equal moves today, so it's like I really just don't know which would have been the better thing to enter in off of. But I'll just say this was our loss for the day. This was like that's just like a 500 loss. So this, let's just say this brings down our weekly total to like 500. off of the best possible amount we could have made. Because, like, keep in mind, we only made, like, 500 this week. Like, even though, like, Monday says I made 1.8K, that was also risking, like, way too much. And then I, like, calculated it with, like, my actual risk amount, which was under 1%, or at 1%, which was about, like, 1,000. And then with this 500 loss, that would have brought us down to about 500 on the week. So basically, this was our answer here. What I'm looking at here is just price pushes higher. It's like pretty slow and choppy. Normally, price goes and like just kind of takes it out here, but I kind of was like suspicious of price actually stopping us out here because just randomly out of nowhere, within like this is within a minute, price just goes all the way down here, and then right here does the same thing, just goes all the way down here, and then just forces us right out of the trade here of a super volatile wick. There wasn't any news here either, so like I was really confused as to what stopped me out, but I just chalked this up as like the market makers just like forcing me out of the trade. Targets don't really matter since we took the loss, but it was 500 loss on the day here. Wrap it up there, so we'll just move on to Thursday. Ooh, wait, I remember this. I missed a really good move this day that I 100% should have caught, but I just didn't trade this day either. So the rest of the days were no trade days. I'm pretty sure Friday was like just a set in stone, don't trade that day, which I didn't do, so that was good. Execution there. Let's go to the 1 hour here. So this manipulation here was our buys for the day. London session manipulated these hourly lows, so we had it going higher because this was London session's first manipulation. And their highs here, so that's good. Asian session highs get swept. That might have been target 1. I'm just gonna graph out both of these as potential targets, just in case this gets slipped out too early, which I think it does. Grab that out too. Okay, let's just see. Yes, that does get slipped out during pre-market. So, the issue here, well, not really like an issue. I think what kept me out of this trade was price pushing higher and taking out this London session hourly high and Asian session highs, and these are London session highs as well. So it took out all those highs there and then manipulated lower, took out lows right here, and then price went and it pushed higher, took out highs here and highs here. These ideally would have been both of our targets that we would have aimed for. So these, not these here, but those two highs right there. Manipulation here, we can get rid of that. It's not needed anymore. So basically, I was aiming for price to go down and manipulate lows here. And then no trades were taken. So we're just going to look at entries here. So there were these, there's fair value gap here that doesn't get hit. There's one here that doesn't get hit. And then there's the one right here that does actually end up getting hit. And then price goes up, pushes higher, takes a highs here and highs here. So basically a potential entry that we had and like the best possible entry that there was after price break structure above these highs right here. We enter into longs with stop losses here, and we target this high here. So we're moving on some. Target that high there, and then we target this high all the way up here. So not a bad day. The other days were actually better for the best possible trades. This is like probably ideally our best possible trade. We can look at this retracement while we're out of here. This is like the more realistic trade that we could have taken, but we're also looking for the best possible trade. After this happened, I didn't want to enter off of this. Like, I saw this happen, I was like, I could just enter here, but I didn't, when I really should. And then the reason I didn't enter off of this for value gap getting hit and the 1 minute break of structure was because 2 fair value gaps have already gotten taken out. But now I know that even like if 2 get taken out, which is technically a break of structure to the downside, if there's still 1 in there, price still has the potential to go higher if it breaks structure on the 1 minute time frame. So our best possible trade for the day would have been off of the 1 minute break of structure right here. Just ignoring this retracement. The retracement was still a possible entry, which is pretty good. I could have caught that move, but I didn't. Something I could have done a little better. I guess I was like a little scared of taking that trade too. So here, 1.4, so that's about, we'll just go 600 off here, take profit 1, 600, and off there we'll say like 1,000. So we'll say 1.5. Today would have been 1.5k day, so we would have tripled what we entered in with. And that would put us at about 6.5k on the week. So that was Thursday. And Friday, almost wrap this up. Friday is going to be pretty quick and easy because there wasn't really any trades today. Basically, all that happened on Friday was that price just went and took out our bias early. And since we were at all-time highs, it's not like they were... Well, it took out our bias, which was basically just Asian session highs right here and London session highs right here, and it took that out during pre-market, which basically led us to not entering to trades on the day and our bias not actually getting hit on the day. But I'm pretty sure that it was also just because it was Friday, market closed at 6, not even, or actually, I think, no, it closed at 8, or, no, just 17, it closed at 17 military time. Shoot, where are we going today? Let's just say, like, here, it's probably just imagine there's, like, a low here, because there probably is. I know my bias is long, so I know it's, like, wrong doing this, but it's just imagine there's, like, a low there, price manipulated there, and that was the first manipulation. So we were aiming to go out and take out longs. So, what is this? Actually should be 8:30, and 9:30 was right here. So basically, I was on here. I was waiting for a manipulation of something. I don't remember. Yeah, honestly, I have no idea what manipulation I was looking for. I think there's just like a group of like lows down here that I wanted price to go and take out. So basically what I was hoping for price to do was for it to go take out lows here, and then I could look for like a 1 minute break of structure for a semi like risky entry, or wait for a 5 minute break of structure, retracement to a fair value gap or equilibrium, and then we go long from there. But what ends up happening is price pushes up there right before market open, takes out both of our daily biases, and this leads to this point being all-time highs. So realistically, there's no moves left to enter in on, except this potential move down here, because up here this becomes an hourly high that price could go and hit. But if we're being honest, the chances of that actually happening were pretty low. Um, there was a potential for this to happen off of this 1 minute or 5 minute break of structure, retracement to fair value gap, price push higher. But this is way too late in the day, way too close to the PM session. So ideally, you want to enter in there. I was looking for a move here. I was hoping price could break structure here, hit equilibrium, then push higher. Doesn't end up happening, so no trades were taken Friday. So at the end of it all, we can just actually type this out right here. So no trades were taken Friday. So let me just type this out right here. Move my mic further away. Monday was 2.5. Tuesday was, and this is just best possible outcomes. I didn't actually make all this. Wednesday was like a set in stone loss, 500. Doesn't mean anything compared to our 2 wins. Like, off of this, if I won this much on Monday alone, I wouldn't have lost like anything that we, or just been set on Friday. Thursday was 1,500, and Friday was no trade taken. So in the end, we would have made total profit. Is that? Yeah, that's actually, bro. Like my brain just cannot think right now. I just can't calculate this. Thousands, that's 6,000, 7,000. So there would have been 6,500 that we could have possibly made over this week. We only ended up making 500. So let's just say I didn't really do that good this week, even though we were profitable. A lot of moves that I could have done better, but it's whatever. We learn from our mistakes. We'll do better next week. And yeah, that's probably about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this weekly analysis, weekly recap. If you learned anything, then that's good for you. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.